If the past week has been any indication, it is likely that we're going to see more anti-government protests on this Saturday night. The sun has set on this Saturday night here in the capital, Tehran. And whenever we've seen these anti-government demonstrations, they've usually taken place after sundown when night has fallen, and a lot of people anxious to see if the protests continue tonight. Of course, there were more anti-government protests last night. We should add an important caveat that we simply are unable to independently verify everything that we're seeing, the protests here in Tehran and across Iran. We've had to rely on social media posts, videos posted online, and we monitored those posts over the past 24 hours. And again, we saw what were purportedly videos of anti-government demonstrations, clashes between police and demonstrators. Again, are we able to independently verify everything that we're seeing on these video posts? No. Are we able to accurately and with confidence report on the scale and significance and the intensity of these protests? No. And that has everything to do with the very difficult circumstances here on the ground in Iran. Obviously, there are severe restrictions. The government has severely curtailed internet service. There is a lack of access to different regions around Iran, an absence of a credible and objective state media, an absence of credible sources. And add to that these different factions that are pushing different narratives. One is an anti-government faction here in Iran and outside that want to build these protests up because they don't like the government. And then you have the pro-government faction that are trying to downplay these events. So put all that together, it's very difficult to report on what's happening. But clearly, these are protests that have gotten the authority attention and that have continued for 8 consecutive days.